right now and say, I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight because he takes with him. That's right. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I talked his ass, but the same day that James Tony came and signed the contract.
Wow.
So I'm talking to Bobo on the phones like this. Look, I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
He's gonna beat Sean. Everybody listen, he's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean.
Mike Lewis is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Today you had another 15 rebound game, which is another record. I know individual accolades in a moment like this don't really mean like that, but just setting this precedence, how you feel about that?
It wasn't enough. I came down to that rebound where me and Sykes jumped up for it and I didn't get that. So very frustrating for myself. So I have to be better there, but I just have to be better as far as boxing out because it just wasn't enough to me.
And another Yo. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Sorry for the technical difficulty that we had just a minute ago, but as you can see, we've been on location. We covered the Chicago Sky versus the Washington Mystics on Tuesday, and last night we was in the building for myself and my partner Brandon Stenard was in the building for the Las Vegas Aces as well as the versus the Washington Mystics, man. We got some more footage we're going to drop. Check out all, if you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. But yeah, we got a lot to get into, man. A lot to get into. It's an all-women's fight card today on Netflix, brought to you by MVP Promotions. Headline, ran by Jake Paul, but it's an outstanding women's card today from top to bottom. The whole fight card is nothing but champion versus champions, and it's a stellar card headlined by Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. But before I get to that and everything else that's going on, I had to address, the drama that sparked yesterday from RG3 versus Angel Reese. I mean, Angel Reese shoot a signature shoe drop, as well as her being on the cover of 2K26. From that, people took her picture and replaced it with a monkey, and that went around the internet. RG3 decided to chime in, saying there's no place for that and no place for racism in the sports and so on. And then he went on to say that he normally wouldn't speak on Angel Reese because she posted something that led to his family being attacked and his is death threats and people attacking his wife and his kids and this, that, and the third. Now, first, does address that. The only thing Angel Reese tweeted towards him or posted towards him was a retweet of Ryan Clark defending her against RG3. How he took that as her sending death threats or sending people to send death threats and attacking his family, I don't know. But then he goes on to say that people from Angel Reese's inner circle reached out to him and said that they know for a fact that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Now, this is a whole new level of clout chasing. This is a whole new level of trying to get clicks. This is a whole new level of trying to do that. I don't know why all of these men, I'm gonna just address the men. I don't know why all these men are so eager to get into the women's sports this way. You know what I mean? If you're going to cover the sport, cover the sport. You want to talk on the sport, talk about the sport. But all of the other mess that these men are bringing to the table, it ain't just RG3. It's a legion of guys that every single day they just bring up all kinds of nonsense that have nothing to do with the sport. Are you that? I mean, listen, I know we're in the clickbait era, but come on, man. But come on, man. And first, let me address this. There's no way on this planet that nobody from Angel Reese Circle reached out to RG3. Because one thing all of us do know, if it's one group of people on this earth that's loyal to the core, it's Baltimore. Baltimore folks do stick together. That's been known since the beginning of time. So I just off that fact, me knowing the fact that I know Baltimore people stick together, I know good and well nobody from Angel Reese camp reached out to RG3. And why would they? And even if they did, what does that got to do with her shoe dropping and somebody putting a monkey on her picture for the cover of the 2K? I don't get the correlation. Don't know why you did that. Well, I know why you did it, because you need clicks, you need views. Are you that desperate? Come on, man. Come from your heart, man. Look, get a credential, come down, watch the game, get some information, learn the sport, because you clearly don't know it. Like a lot of these dudes be online talking about the sport and y'all Googling. You using Google, you don't even know who half the player's name is. I bet you, listen, and I tell people the same, I bet he can't name 3 people on the Golden State Rockets. I bet he can't. You know what I mean? But I'm going to move on. I digress. Let me get to this all-women's card today. Today on Netflix, starting probably like 4 or 5 o'clock, you got an all-women's championship card. Every champion after champion after champion, and it is a stellar stack card. Minus, you know, if they would have had Franchon and Clarissa on the shield on the card, I think that'd have been every champion in the world. But you know, she has her own fight card coming up. Clarissa has her own fight card coming up at the end of July 26th, and she'll be defending her undisputed title. But this card right here is a unbelievable card. I'm gonna go through fight by fight. And yeah, we're gonna get into the Brian Norman, we're gonna get into the Brian Norman, Devin Haney thing. We're gonna get into that too. We're gonna talk about Shakur and that fight card too. But I gotta highlight the ladies today, because today is their day. Today is their day. You know what I mean? Today is the ladies' day, man. And I'm an advocate for women's boxing or women's sports, period. You know what I mean? I cover women's boxing, I cover the WNBA. You know what I mean? So, you know, for y'all out there that's getting all that backlash from the mother guys out there, man, look me up, man, because I'm definitely, like I said, I'm a supporter. Always have and always will be. But let's get to this fight card. You got Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. That's the main event. The third fight between them two. Both those fights were bomb runners, people standing on their feet, people at the fight parties cheering. Is a wonderful fight. And even though both the original fights with the Katie Taylor, they both was questionable fights. You can make an argument Amanda won both of them, but nonetheless, or if you want to say they split, nonetheless, it's a beautiful fight. You know, just worrying about who won between the first two don't even matter. It's still a dandy of a fight. Those fights that you're going to get your money's worth. Well, actually, it's on Netflix. So bump that Netflix. Then the co-main event, you got Alicia Baumgartner, Jennifer Randa, another gonna be a knockout, knuckle up fight. Them fights right there, and then the fight before that, Shadasia Green and Savannah Marshall. All 3 of these fights all 3 of these fights gonna get you your money's worth. You know what I mean? Go get your Netflix subscriptions worth. Because them 3 right there going to be dandy. Trust me, look, for those watching this right now, when y'all watch them 3 fights, thank me tomorrow and say, man, thank me for telling you to watch them. Because them 3 fights going to be, they're going to get it busy. You're going to see high-level skill, and you're going to see a whole lot of rumbling. That's why I ain't going to lie to you, bro. I'm going to call a spade a spade. The reason why I like women's, I've always been an advocate for women's sports my whole life. I've been watching women's boxing since Christy Martin and Layla Ali. I've been watching women's basketball since Cheryl Miller. I've been here from day one, still here. But the reason why I really rock with them because they play the game high. They fight high. I like to see the fights, and they play the game high. I like to see the game played. They put it all on the line. You know what I mean? They put it all on the line. I'm just gonna be honest. The NBA, I follow the NBA, but I like the WNBA more. Other than Duncan, the NBA is boring. They don't play no defense. I ain't a fan. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Men's boxing, some of it is boring. Guys just being there posing. The women get down. Trust me today, you're gonna enjoy this Netflix card, top to bottom. You know what I mean? Then you got Chantel Cameron versus Jessica Camara. That's gonna be another tough fight. Chantel Cameron. When you got a former undisputed champion on the prelim, that's crazy. You know what I mean? You know, Chantel Cameron was an undisputed champion and defended her title and make it so crazy. Not only she's a former undisputed champion, she beat the fighter in the main event. And she on the prelim. You know what I mean? You know, so that's crazy. Rama Ali, Layla Fatona, Potato. It's a good card. It's an unbelievable card. You know, so today is Women's Day. Today is Women's Day because, like I said, you got the all women's fight card on Netflix. Please check it out. You're gonna thank me later when you check it out. Then you got later on this evening, you got Indiana Fever versus the Atlanta Dream, which is another tough matchup. You know, the Fever coming off a real tough loss against Golden State the other day, and now they got another buzzsaw team to face, which is Atlanta. This has been an exciting year. See, when you follow the sport, whether the player you like is doing good or bad don't matter because it's still been a great season, and it's a season that pretty much there's multiple teams that got an opportunity to win it. You know what I mean? What up, man? What up, man? What you think about the women's card, though? What you think about that women's card? What fight you looking forward to see? I like the whole card. But I know the top 3 to 4 fights, all them dandies. Shout out to, hey, you know what? You right. Shout out to the Dream. They balling. The Dream balling, and they got a good shot to win it. They got a good shot to win it this year. They stay healthy and they keep doing what they're doing. They got a squad. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. Hey, they doing their thing. You know, Alicia Gray balling. You got Ryan Howard. Brianna Jones, she doing her thing. Now the Jordan candidate back, they doing their thing. Yeah, shout out to the Dream, bro. Shout out to the Dream. They definitely are forced to be reckoned with. And speaking of that, Caitlin Clark, who has been struggling. See, if it wasn't for all the gaslighting and all the clickbaiting and all the extra stuff that y'all put in the game, maybe some of the pressure that's on Caitlin wouldn't be on Caitlin. But y'all built this, so this is where we are. Unfortunately for y'all, and unfortunately for everybody, this year so far has not been her best year. She's played 9 games. She's had 4 good games and 5 bad ones. These just the facts. This is not me coming for her. But see, the fact that she's struggling, it wouldn't be so magnified if it wasn't for all the extra stuff that's going on online. She'll be fine. I got Marshall, Baumgartner, Serrano, and Chicken. Oh yeah, I forgot the. I definitely didn't mean to skip Chicken. Chicken got a tough fight with Donna Thurslin. You know what I mean? Chicken. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I go with that too. You know, I like Marshall. I'm going with Shadeja. I want Shadeja to win. Shadeja, listen to me, man. You need this fight, Shadeja. I need to see the Shadeja that fought prior to running in the Franchon Cruz. But like I said, all of them fights. Shout out to the home of Chicken. Straight up. What up, Chicken? You know what I mean? Shout out to her. Yeah, but that look, all them fights gonna be bomb burners right there. Chicken fight gonna be a bomb burner. Alicia fight gonna be a bomb burner. Shadeja and what's her name? Look, man, for those, thank me later. You gonna want to watch this Netflix card. Matter of fact, this what I'm gonna do. Monday, we're gonna come back because I want to compare the women's card to the male's card. Which one was more exciting? Yeah. March is too smooth and sharp. She about the box screen to sleep. We're gonna see. I don't think that fight going the distance. Somebody going to sleep. Somebody going to sleep. You know what I mean? Somebody going to sleep. Yeah, somebody going to sleep in that fight. You know what I mean? Because they both heavy-handed and they both can bang. You know what I mean? What's the danger go wrong is when people start to grab and pull on her and tug on her and that kind of thing. Oh, all right. I'm sure y'all saw the video by now. The Brian Norman, Devin Haney, entourage situation, right? Again, I'm not a fan of all of this extra stuff that people got to do to sell fights. Green smother herself too much in hole. I gotta see. I know the last fight with her and Franchon had a lot of smothering and holding going on, but I gotta see what it looked like. I gotta see what it looked like on tonight. Hopefully they bring a side of her out tonight that she didn't show in the Franchon fight. But she gonna have to. Because like I said, she in the ring with somebody that can box and can bang. So we're gonna have to see. But I'm like I said, this is just strictly I want to see Shadeja win. You know what I mean? If I was a betting man, had to put money on the line, I'm going with Savannah Marshall, but I want Shadeja to win. You know what I mean? That's what that is. And like I said, every fight on up, all of those gonna be bomb burners. The chicken fight gonna be a bomb burner. The Shadeja fight gonna be a bomb burner. Serrano, Taylor 3. I think one of them might get stopped tonight. They might leave it in the ring tonight. So look, what I want to do on a Monday, I want to compare the two cards. I want to compare the men versus the women. On the men's side, they got a dandy of a card too. Let me just get to it. You got Edgar Berlanga versus Hannah Sharice. I don't know. I don't know. Then you got Shakur versus Williams and Pate. I'm going with Shakur all day. I believe we'll see a boxing clinic for 12 rounds and Shakur get it done. Then the fight that I want to see the most, Alberto Polo and Sabril Matiz. That is the fight I want to see. I'm going with Alberto, but I think that's going to be a dandy because for sure Matiz has to leave it all in the ring because I don't see him getting too many more chances if he blows this one. So I think Sabril has to go out there and really step and really pressure. Can he crack the code? You know what I mean? Can he crack the code? I mean, like I said, Alberto it's a good fight. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. And then you got David Morrell as the beginning of the card. Great card. Dave Morrell, Pujol, Matiz, Cepeda, Shakur, Berlanga. That's a good card. Like I said, New York is jumping this week. New York has two great cards, but like I said, what I want everybody to do in terms of excitement now, tell me on Monday, let's sit down, let's compare the two cards and tell me which card was more exciting. I'm going with the women. I'm going with the women. You know what I mean? I'm going with the women. I think the women's card is going to be more exciting. I think the women's card is going to be more action-packed. And I think, if y'all watch that card, you're going to get your money's worth, even though it's on Netflix. You know what I mean? And then the men is on the zone. So, yay, man. Yay. Yay. You know what I'm saying? I'm really pumped up to see that. You know what I mean? Let me see what I got in here. See see what I got going on. Talk to me though. Which fights y'all want to see? On the men's card, on the women's side? What do y'all think about the situation with RG3 and Angel Reese? I agree. I also say shout out to Jake Paul once again for giving the women a platform. 1000%. You know, we had people shooting at him yesterday. I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to knock a man for doing what he can. You know, they left the door open for him to come to do what he's doing, both as a fighter and a promoter. He took advantage of a situation that was there, and you can't knock him for that. If you don't like what somebody doing, then fix it. And if it ain't a lane for what you want to do, then create one. Because these women, and we may need a Jake Paul to touch the women's game. No, he's not the first, but someone has to do it for these women, and he's doing it. That's what it is. No, but I'm not. I mean, listen, we all know the very first promoter to put women on the card was Don King. Don King opened the door, you know, and he had them fighting on Mike Tyson cards. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was putting them on pay-per-view cards. You know what I mean? Coal Miner's daughter and Layla Ali, they fighting on Mike Tyson pay-per-view cards. But like I said, for a good stretch of time, as they grew into where they at now, they started to grow and they started to expand. Oh, okay. Okay, got you. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, they, you know, but I'm saying for those that are complaining, you know, they are people that are trying to say all this other stuff. Look, you don't like what somebody doing. It's like this. Blockbuster thought they was high on the whole. They thought they was the best thing smoking until Redbox started selling movies for $1 and put them out of business. See what I'm saying? Then they tried to do what Redbox did, and then people wasn't buying. They was like, nah, we good over here. So when you put a product out there, don't think that your product is safe because you don't have a competitor yet. You got to do what's right by your product when you have the product. See what I'm saying? And that's what's wrong. See what I mean? And that's why the WNBA, as they go through their negotiation, they're gonna soon break away from the NBA and they're gonna do their own thing. And now the NBA, all that money you've been stealing from these women for all these years, you're not gonna get that. Yeah, I said it. Because everybody, you know, the first thing they say about these women trying to get paid is they shouldn't be trying to get more money. The NBA keep losing money. If you believe that lie, you dumb as you look. That's one of the, come on, bro. Sometimes you gotta use common sense. Sometimes you gotta use common sense. Now, if you want to say all these years they lost money, not really buying it, but last year when you say you lost money, you know you lying. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me that a business person, somebody who runs a business, right, gets an influx of views, sales, tickets, all of this in astronomical numbers in ways they haven't done in 27 years. And on that year, you lost money. It's not possible. It's not possible. Where did you spend your money at? Because business one-on-one, is only the number one way to make a profit. Is only the number one way is to make more money than you spend. That's business one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? That's business one-on-one. So if you telling me you spent that much money to supersede all of these records and all these, because last year, you know, with the influx of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, for those who want to say, well, it's mainly Caitlin Clark, cool, that's fine. Regardless how you look at it, arenas went from being half empty to full. Viewership went from 50, 60,000 to 200,000 or 300,000, and in some games had views in the millions. You're not going to tell me that your template for all these years was these little numbers, and all of a sudden you have these massive numbers and you didn't make a dime. It's not possible. It's not possible. Network deals came out this, sponsorship deals came out of the woodwork. There's nowhere in the world you, as a business owner, you lost money. And if you did, whoever running that business should be fired immediately. Immediately. Pay them women. Pay them women. You know what I mean? Pay them. Same thing in women's boxing. Pay them women. You know what I mean? The fact that they saying they only fight 10-minute rounds or 2-minute rounds, that's not enough reason for y'all to keep lowballing them women. Pay them women, man. Pay them women. If you, and matter of fact, if y'all pay them, enhance your product, you'll see you're gonna get a return on your investment because more people will watch. See, more people will watch. Market it better, present it better, broaden it out. More people will watch because it's a good product. Women's boxing is a good product. Women's basketball is a great product. I watched a beautiful game last night. Well, I covered a beautiful game last night. You know, shout out to the Mystics because they putting in work too. The Mystics are a dangerous young team as well. Shout out to the Mystics, man. You know, we had some fun. You know what I mean? I wish I could give y'all all the behind the scenes stuff that I was chopping it up with Aaliyah Edwards last night, Shakira Austin. You know what I mean? Talked to Asia Wilson for a few seconds. Emphasis on few. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, they listen, they play the game, they be interacting with the fans, they be up in the crowd, all up in the stands. It's a great product. It's a great product. You wouldn't know that by some of the content that these people are putting out there with some of these content creators and whatnot, by keep telling all these false disclaimers. But behind the scenes, none of these women hate each other. Nobody's jealous or none of that's going on. You know what I mean? All I see is love. You know what I mean? All I see is love, and I see them giving love, and I see them getting love. I don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Brian Norman, Devin Haney little dust up. I'm disappointed. I didn't like it because you setting a standard or stage for stuff that don't need to be happening in the sport. Promote your fight, talk your talk. Nobody got to put their hands on nobody. Nor should that bodyguard be putting their hands on anybody. It was a bad look on both sides. It was a bad look on the business side for the Haneys. And I ain't gonna hold you, man. I love you. Hey, look, I got nothing but love for you, Brian. See, I did not like the way that looked, man. I mean, the man put the bad shirt all over his top of his head, man. I mean, on some Beavis and Butthead type stuff, bro. Fix that. But it did make me want to see this fight now. And then I was kind of blown on by the fact that Devin looked bigger than Brian Norman. Yeah, Devin looked bigger than Brian Norman. I was kind of took back by that, man. What the man doing so big? But you know what? I got a couple clips. I got a couple clips in here that I want to show. Let me see if I can find them. You know, some of the and yeah, appreciate all y'all. You know, we do got some stuff in the pipeline coming up. Also, you know, we got in a couple of weeks we got Sugar Ray Leonard coming through. He's gonna be live in studio with us. We got my man who was I'm not gonna say his name just yet, but former member of the Money Team, or maybe I'm not gonna say former member, but I know he was part of the Money Team. I'm not sure if he still is. He may be still is, so I don't want to speak out, but he gonna come through the stool. Hope the Dream get that win tonight. Listen, the Dream is solid. I mean, I always liked them, but this year I really like their chances. You know, I think the Dream, now I see people always complaining about the refs. I think the Dream should be their voices should be the loudest for being robbed, because I mean, they got robbed at least 3 games this year. You know what I mean? And they, like I said, they should have beat New York both times they played them. They are a tough out for anybody. All they got to do is stay healthy and keep doing what they're doing. In the playoffs, nobody want to play them. I'm not saying they're the best team. I'm just saying they are tough out for whoever. You know what I mean? They are tough out. So I see, like, everybody talk about the big name teams. The teams people need to be watching is Phoenix, Atlanta, yeah, Seattle, them, and man, shout out to that Golden State Valkyries team. I gotta eat crow. I said at the beginning of the year they was trash. Do you think the Mitches made a mistake by not drafting Reese, especially after the report came out that Mitches are looking to move Edwards? I don't think they're going to move Edwards. I don't think they're going to move Aaliyah. I don't think they made a mistake. kind of like, because both of them are dynamic players. Right now, Angel Reese is doing better than Aaliyah Edwards, but I think Aaliyah Edwards still has another couple levels she can get to. She has everything. She has everything. She just got to keep, working and flourish. I mean, I think Aaliyah Edwards is a dynamic player. I think Chicago messed up. Chicago messed up by how they structured that team around Angel. You know what I mean? Meaning that, like, let's look at it. They gave, the year before she got there, they had Kalia Copper, Marina Mabry, Elena Smith, and Courtney Williams. Well, Elena Smith and Courtney Williams are on the Minnesota Lynx, the number 1 team in the league. You know what I'm saying? Kalia Copper on the number 3 team in the league. Y'all see where I'm going? So I feel so bad for Marina Mabry. She ended up on Connecticut after they let everybody go. But I think what really hurt Chicago is you broke up the core of the team and you gave it mismatch parts. And then at the end of last year, you broke up the team again. You got rid of Trinity Carter. I don't know why. I don't know why you let Trinity Carter play in Mexico. Don't know. So you break up Trinity Carter, you get rid of Dana Evans, you get rid of Diamond DeShields. So you broke that team up. So she's in a team that ain't not making excuses for Angel Reese for their record, but she's on a team that's been rebuilt twice in 2 years. But now I don't think the Mystics will let especially since Aaliyah been balling. Since that trade rumor came out, Aaliyah been getting it in. You know what I mean? When her and Shakira Austin was hurt, we knew one of them lost their job to Kiki, the way Kiki was playing. Kiki was doing her thing, and Kiki was playing like a vet. So one of them had lost their job. Shakira came back and got hers and took that spot. But I think the Mystics would be smart to keep both Stephanie Dolson and Aaliyah Edwards because the way he can. I was not shocked, but not kidding. Yeah, that was crazy though. They should have kept. They should have kept Trinity Carter. This should be a whole different season if Trinity Carter was still there. You know what I mean? This should be a whole different season if Trinity was still there. That was crazy. Like you just let her just go, and I'm surprised the league did her not like that. You know what I mean? Nobody in the league picked her up. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hopefully she'll make her way back. And hopefully they start adding more teams because there's too many top level ballers that don't have a team. Like Deja Kelly should be in the league. Harmony Turner should be in the league. It's so many that should be in the league. Trinity Carter should be in the league. Like that's the saddest thing about the WNBA that they got such few teams and the roster spots. Only 12 people on the roster is diabolical. I mean, the league's expanded to 15. There's a lot of great ballers that don't got a job. And it's crazy. That's the sad part. You know what I mean? At least when the men come out of college, there's so many teams and so many roster spots that even if they don't get to play, they get paid millions to sit on the bench. These women can't get a job. It's crazy. It's crazy. But like I said, the mix, like I told a couple people last night and the last few nights, hey, all these other older teams, y'all better get it in gear because the Mystics coming. The Mystics coming. Atlanta look good right now, but how long can they keep it together? How many years do Breonna Jones got left? And how many years do Brittany Griner got left? We don't know, but I know that Mystics team is young. All first, second, and third year players, except for Slim. They young. And Slim playing like she rejuvenated. Like, so hey. And you got Georgia coming back next year. The Mystics is gonna be a pop. I'm telling you that now. I see that coach, and I hope they keep that coach. Please keep that coach. Please keep that coach. I'm telling you, within the next year or two, the Mystics getting the chip. Mystics hitting on them two rookies is huge. They set them up like yes, but all of them young. That's what I'm saying. Shakira's young. Aaliyah's young. Then you got Kiki, you got Sonya. They nailed them ones right there. Then you got Slim the vet. You got Stephanie the vet. Then everybody else young. They young. You know what I'm saying? Dre You know, Lucy Olsen, they all young. They got like 5 rookies playing. Not at the same time, but there's 5 rookies on the roster and they all playing. Then you got Georgia coming back next year, man. I'm telling you, man, the miss is gonna be a problem. The miss is gonna be a problem. They should do not break that team up. Keep them 4 bigs. That is organic goal. When you got 2 bigs, you can put in and then take 2 fresh bigs and put them and you wear the team out in the paint. You know what I'm saying? You got 24 fouls you can use in the paint. You feel me? Yeah. They gutted one out last night against the Aces. You know what I mean? And I got, like I said, I got more material and all that though. You know what I mean? Check out my IG and my YouTube. You can see me chopping it up with Angel Reese. Well, you can hear me chopping it up with Angel Reese at the press conference. And then, spoke to Asia Wilson for a split second last night. What's your thoughts on your Cowboys getting George Pickens? By the way, I never got to hear that opinion on that. I'm not big on George Pickens, but I don't think listen, here's the thing. We're not gonna be what we was last year. For all those that they got to laugh at us and pick on us. No, we're not gonna be that. Now, we're a Super Bowl contender, no. But we're a playoff team, no doubt. Let me be clear. So since I'm talking to you, Mr. Eagles, shout out to you. Congratulations, you. You should have been. Look, I've been defending your boy for a long time. I put on the boots for Jalen Hurts because I ain't like the slander and the disrespect he was getting. And to me, right now, I think I got him the number 2 rated quarterback in the league. That's me. That's just off his winning and getting the chip. People can bring up whatever they want. I'm gonna give you that. But let me get to this. Y'all gonna win that first game of the season. Ring ceremony, all that. We're gonna bite. We're gonna fight you a little bit. You're gonna grind it out. Y'all gonna get that done. But when y'all come to Dallas, belt. You hear me? You will get the belt this year. When you come to our house, belt. You're gonna win the first one, but we're gonna put a belt to you in that second one. Now you can bet that. I said it. This is official receipt, screen recorded. Do what you gotta do. Now, are we, like I said, we no Super Bowl contender now? I got him number 2. Oh yeah. I got him number 2. Now look, man, I ain't gonna lie, the division gonna be, look, we got a nice little thing going on in our division, man, this year, man. You got Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, JD5, and Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, man. We got a barbecue going on in the NFC East, man. We got a barbecue going on in the NFC East, man. It's gonna be a great season. Man. Like I said, I wish y'all luck, except for when y'all play us. Y'all gonna be better than Washington this year? I think all 3 of us going to the playoffs. Us having a better record than them is a good possibility. We definitely gonna be on their line this year. You know what I mean? Like I told them, they should win that game here in DC. They should win that game here in DC and thanks on Christmas. You know what I mean? But the game when they play the Dallas, belt. Yeah, belt. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go pay the bills, man. But yeah, I got a lot of clips and a lot of posts, a lot of content. Oh, real quick, I forgot this. Post. Give y'all the clip. Well, I'll do it on Monday. I dropped the clip on. I dropped the clip with my man, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. We chopped it up for a little while at the gym. He coming back on the Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios card in Las Vegas on July 19th. Make sure y'all support. You know what I mean? We doing it, man. If you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Y'all see we out and about. We in the building. We at the WNBA games. We at the fights. They want me to cover some of the Commander games. I don't know if I can do it, but I ain't gonna lie. I can't cover no command. I don't know. You know what I mean? But we'll see. That you pushing it with that. You know what I mean? I'm a Cowboy fan, true and true. I don't know, but I can, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean. But catch y'all on the next one. If you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Tell RG3, man, stop hating and stop capping, man. Stop caping and capping over there. You crazy out here, man. A lot of y'all content creators. Next time I'm gonna name names of some of y'all. Y'all look crazy out here with some of these takes, man. But we out here.